Hey there guys, Zach here from InBeta, and welcome back to another video. Now today we're taking a look at a new significant update for Windows 10 that includes a number of features and enhancements over the original Windows 10 launch back in July. This is a new update rolling out very soon, so if you're running Windows 10 it should automatically install when it's available. If not, if you're still running Windows 7 and Windows 8.1, I would suggest waiting a little bit as this update is very close to being released, and this update makes Windows 10 a lot more of a rounded operating system. Lots of bugs are fixed, and it just feels a little bit better than the actual current Windows 10 release, which was released back in July. So, yes, if you're on Windows 10, you should get this automatically very soon. If not, just wait a little bit and then do your upgrade, because this update does make Windows 10 a lot more bearable. So let's just dive straight in. Let's take a look at some of the new improvements made to Windows 10. Now, this won't go over every Windows 10 feature. I've already done a video on that, so you can click on the annotation appearing now, hopefully. And this is just going to go over the new additions available with this new update that is releasing soon. I'm not entirely sure what Microsoft are going to call it. It's either the fall update or the November refresh update. We're yet to see. Either way, it's just an update for Windows 10 that includes a number of improvements and features. So let's just dive straight in. There's a number of new customization options available with this update. So if we jump into settings here and personalize, you go down to colors. Enabling this option has always been available, but enabling it now will also enable the color on the title bar, which makes title bars stand out a little more than they did before. Before, you couldn't customize that color. That color changes depending on your accent as well. So if you want blue or red, that would change to red, and that's how that works. Before, they would just stay white regardless of whether this option was on or off. So it's good to see Microsoft adding more customization options. It's always good for the user. The user does enjoy customizing their devices. If we move on to the lock screen here, you'll see that there's a couple of new options here. Now, the Get Fun Facts, Tips, Tricks, and More on your lock screen is not new here. That's available. That was already available on Windows 10 Home. It's now coming to Windows 10 Pro with this update, as Windows Insiders requested it, and Microsoft listened and have now made it a feature for Windows 10 Pro users. Now, turning it on simply adds it gives you suggestions of apps you can install from the Windows Store, and it also gives you tips on how to use Windows, which is very nice. There's also an option to disable the Windows background picture on the sign-in screen. So when you sign into Windows, you get that Windows logo. With this option here, you can turn that off and it will just give you a solid color, much like on Windows 8. Now, if we move down to Start here, there's a couple of additional options in here as well. Show More Tiles on Start is one of them, and that simply just adds an extra column, which allows you to add whatever app you want there. So I can actually make this wider now and add more apps up here, and do whatever I want and make that look pretty great. So it should allow you to customize your start screen on your Windows mobile if you have a large Windows mobile, that is, similarly to that on the desktop. This also works in tablet mode, so if we launch tablet mode here, you'll see that the 4 columns are there. There you go, the 4 columns still stay, which is very nice. So more tiles on screen at one time is very good. Now, this option here is on by default, and what that does is add a little link here. It's just a suggested app from the Windows Store. Clicking on it will take you to the Windows Store. Now, again, this isn't one of those features that isn't technically new. This was already available for Windows 10 Home users, but it's now here with Windows 10 Pro as well. It can be disabled. Just press that, and it will take you to this page. Untick that, and it goes away. So if you don't want Microsoft suggesting apps for you to install via the Windows Store on your desktop, you don't actually have to put up with it. You can turn it off straight away. So that's pretty much it for personalize. Microsoft Edge has received a number of improvements in this new release of Windows 10. UI-wise, it's the same. I mean, these aren't really UI adjustments, just more under the hood stuff. So for example, Object RTC. Now, that's a developer thing, really. This won't affect the general consumer, so I won't dive much into those changes. Let's take a look at what else is enabled in Edge. If we go here, you can see there's a new option to cast media to device, and this works with Miracast devices. So if I'm on youtube.com or on Vimeo or somewhere where I can stream video, I can now go up here, select cast media to device, and that should play the video or whatever you're watching straight to that device you select. If we go into settings here, you'll see that there's a number of options here. You can also now sync your content between Windows tablets, devices, PCs, phone, and everything. It's pretty great. And if we go into advanced options here, there's a number of new changes which you can see for yourself. I'm not going to dive into these. These will be tailored to whoever uses them, I guess. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for Edge. I mean, the Edge in this build is a lot more improved. It's very improved. It's a lot more rounded as a whole browser. I mean, extensions still aren't here. Extensions are coming later, but Edge is actually kind of usable now. In the initial Windows 10 launch, it was a little bit broken here and there. But now I can use Edge as a daily browser, even without extensions. Of course, those who do require extensions are probably going to want to wait a little bit longer. But for somebody like me who doesn't actually use extensions, Edge is good now. I can use Edge. Edge is blazing fast, and it's just all really great. Actually, there's another new change. We go to winbeta.org here. You'll see and open a new tab. Let's go to Bing as well. Let's Bing it. We'll see if we go here, you'll see there's a highlight option. So when you highlight over tabs now, you get a little highlight of what that page looks like. So you can kind of peek at it at work. Say if you're on Reddit and you're at work and you need to be doing work, you can just peek up here and you can see what's going on Reddit and then click it. And then you go to it and then you can do all these things and have a good time with Edge. So that's pretty much it for Edge. Let's take a look at what else is new. Let's talk about context menus because that's fun. Context menus have been somewhat improved in this build. As you can see, right clicking the taskbar gives you a nice dark context menu now, and that context menu is similar to the one found on the start menu, but there's still inconsistencies. Right clicking here gives you a white context menu for reasons unknown, and right clicking in other areas gives you a white context menu that's designed like the black context or the dark context menu. So I have no idea what's going on here, but they are working on improving it, or so they say. So if we right click in here, see that's dark, I imagine this is, oh, and that's light. So no idea why that's happening, but it's happening. Either way, the context menu UIs are now kind of being unified, so they're slowly getting there. I imagine with an upcoming update after this update, they will be a lot better, which is something I'm definitely looking forward to. Now, there's a couple of new apps available in this update, the messaging, phone, and Skype video apps. So if we launch them all here, there's lots of conversations, and I'm going to have to blur. So give me a second. Let's delete them all. Goodbye. Leave that one at the top so I can demo the actual messaging app. So the messaging app here is a Skype app. It's a Skype client pretty much. It's a lightweight Skype application which allows you to call people via Skype, video people via Skype, and message them via Skype. No SMS support. So if you have a Windows 10 mobile device, you can't actually see your text. Not yet anyway. Microsoft is working on that, but they have not given an ETA. They haven't even mentioned it's coming, but they are working on it. So no idea when SMS support's coming, but you can Skype message right now, and these texts do sync up with your Windows 10 mobile device, which is very nice. We'll be taking a deep dive into Windows 10 mobile at some point in the future. It won't be in this video, obviously, but very soon, so keep an eye out for that. So this is the messaging app, very nice. You can simply create new conversations, switch between them. The UI adapts, so if you've got a small screen, it adapts, or a big screen, and obviously more text on screen at one time. Very nice, very basic. It's a little bit broken as well. It constantly syncs your deleted conversations as of recording this. That may be fixed by the time the update rolls out to the public. Either way, messaging app, pretty simple, pretty basic, works much like you would expect. The phone app is just a simple application to call your Skype friends. So as you can see, I've called Sean 7 times. And clicking on it will, I believe, call him again. So I'm actually going to do it. Actually, he's probably busy. But yes, speed dial as well. So you can use speed dial, which would be very interesting. And of course, you've got Skype video, which we're actually going to search for, because why not? And again, actually, where this white space is, that's where your camera would show up. It's just not working right now for reasons unknown. On the left here, you get your recently contacted, which apparently is all Sean. Me and Sean apparently talk a lot. And then up here, you get suggested contacts, add contacts, and phone book. And there's also a bit of setup here as well, which is very nice. So you can find your friends and other good stuff. Now, another additional change in this build is you can now finally install apps on different drives. So if we go to apps and features, I believe it's apps and features. Oh no, here it is, it's in here. So as you can see down here, there's an option here that will save apps to external storage devices. So on a device with a small amount of internal memory, you can plop in a micro SD card or USB, and you can now install them there instead. So it doesn't take up your OS drive, it actually takes up a separate dedicated drive for your apps, which is very, very nice. What else is new here? Now, Cortana has received a number of updates in this build. I'm not going to go through all of them. She's available in more countries now as well. I'm not entirely sure what countries off the top of my head, but yes, she should be available in a number of more countries. I believe India is one of them. Not entirely sure, as I said, so you're going to have to... I might actually put a list up. I don't know yet. We'll see. There might be a list on screen, if I can find the list, that is. But if there isn't, just update and check yourself. See if Cortana's now available in your country. I know she's coming to a lot more countries with this update, so make sure you check that out. Actually, that's not it. If we go into Notebook and go into Settings here, you'll see a couple of new options. Missed call notifications. So this is a new thing. So if you have a Windows 10 mobile device and you miss a phone call and you're hooked up with the same Microsoft account everywhere, your desktop or your laptop or wherever you are will notify you that you've missed a call. and it will allow you to actually text, reply or text a contact with Cortana as well. So if we do this here, so let's ask Cortana to text Kathleen. Text Kathleen.
Okay, text Kathleen Caloris. What do you want to say?
Hello, how are you?
All right, I'll text Kathleen Caloris. Hello, how are you? Send it, add more, or start again.
Send.
Okay, I'll send that using your phone.
And as she says there, it may take a minute to depend on connectivity. So there you have it. I just sent a text, an SMS text from my desktop to my phone. So there you go. You can now send SMS via Cortana, which is very nice. And like I said, she will alert you when you miss a phone call. Let's see what else is new, if there is anything new. I don't actually remember. No, I don't think there's anything else new here. So yes, let's go back out. Actually, I think there's some options in connected accounts. Yes, there's an option to add your Xbox Live account now, which is nice, which I don't know what that does. I think you can ask Cortana who's online and send Xbox Live messages. Pretty great, but other than that, she can also read OneNotes now. I don't actually have any OneNotes set up to test it, but if you ask her to read a OneNote or something within a OneNote, she will read it and understand it, which is quite interesting, especially if you use handwriting with a pen, for example, because I believe she can see that as well, or at least display it within Cortana, which is very, very nice. And another change, which is going to be actually quite useful for desktop users at least, snapping apps in Task View now allows you to adjust what app takes up what display without just manually doing it, really. So I can just grab the middle here, move a window to the left or right, and that window would adjust automatically, whereas before it kind of wouldn't, I believe. So that's a good change in this update as well, one that many people will likely enjoy. So yes, that's actually pretty much it for this update. Now, there's not a lot in this update, but it is, well, there's not a lot of features at least, but under the hood, Microsoft has done a lot of changes, has improved memory management, so this update should make Windows 10 a lot faster on low-end hardware or small tablets with a very low-powered CPU. It's very, very, very nice, and there's just a number of UI touch-ups and just improvements everywhere. So another example of that is closing Windows Store apps. They now fade away, just like Win32 apps do, whereas before that was not the case, unfortunately. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. As I said already, this update will be rolling out very soon for Windows 10 users. Windows 7, Windows 8.1 users will they will automatically upgrade to it when they finally allow Windows 10 to install. So if you've reserved your install or are just waiting for Windows 10 to be better, when you press install now on Windows 7, you should be installed straight to this update, I believe. So there you have it, guys. That's a quick look at this Windows 10 update. Thanks so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye-bye.